Hello, everybody. Welcome to Echo Underground. I am Shanique.
This is Mike.
And on this podcast, we talk about music, movies, and
whatever the hell we feel like, guys. There's no real rhyme or reason to what we do each week. We're kind of just winging it. The pattern is we have no pattern.
Okay. So on this episode, we're going to be talking about an album, and it's called Liberation, and it's by Christina Aguilera. I think this is her 8th studio album, and I think it reached, top 10 of the Billboard charts? So good comeback. Because I think the last album she had was 2012, so that's 6 years.
All right.
Good job. Liberation, I'm going to give it an A. I truly enjoyed this pop and R&B, hip-hop influence type album she was going for. It took her sound and modernized it, which is what she desperately needed since she's been out since the 90s. You know? It was fun, it was catchy, it had vocal range. You know, it wasn't auto-tune mess. It was very interesting listen. There were some things I thought she could have just combined into like one song, but overall I thought the album was pretty solid. Great production. And like one of my favorite songs, one of the writers is Kanye, so I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool as well. And overall, it was worth listening to. So what do you think of Liberation?
Liberation was dope. You'll see as a pattern with me in albums. I don't usually know a lot of the artists we go through. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'll know them, but I don't know their music as far as like going through an entire album by them. Like I can confidently say I've never been through an entire Christina Aguilera album. This one, however, I am a certified fan of. It went through pretty well from start to beginning, and she hit like Shanique said, a bunch of different different types of sounds in this album, and she definitely tried to challenge a bunch of different ranges. She had a good bunch of features in the song as well, handful, but I think everyone played a part. No one feature I think outshone the other. Maybe might have my favorites here and there, but I don't think that's the effect of like someone being on that track and just being there for the sake of their name. Maybe Ty Dolla $ign, but I'll get.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
He was a decent hype man, but I'll get there. Right, but yeah, it was a pretty good album. I'll go ahead and give this one an A. I had no problem with it. Couldn't dig deep enough to find anything I didn't really like with it.
All right, so my number 3 is what is it? Right Moves, featuring Kadia and Shanzia. I don't know how to say their names, but
also my number 3, by the way.
Hey, all right. One, I like the Caribbean feel of the song. It's catchy. The feature's really good. I love that Christina let the feature actually really have a verse on there. Mm-hmm. So a lot of reggae in there. Because of the different sounds and then the feature and even how Christina Aguilera sang the song, I thought it was a really good song. It's fun, and you could play it anywhere. So yeah, definitely Right Moves. What do you think of Right Moves?
Right Moves was pretty cool because it was a bit of a sexy song. If you just listen to the lyrics pretty deep, it's pretty much describing the right moves. But it worked out pretty well in his favor. I thought it was gonna go more of a reggaeton kind of direction, but it went just full on reggae. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm completely cool with that. I have no idea who they are, but I really like them. Like the combination of sounds here with Christina and granted, I'm gonna say this with all her features, but with these two guys as well. I mean, for ladies as well. Then it worked pretty good. Like the synergy was all there. The sound complemented each other, and it's like a nice little surprise in the album.
All right, number 2 for me is Fall in Line featuring Demi Lovato. We have the same number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully we have different number 1s.
I think we already talked about the number 1s. We might have those 2.
Oh, maybe. So one, I love the message of the song where they're like, yo, I'm not made to fall in line. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to be who I want to be. I'm not just going to do what you tell me to do. It's about growing up and knowing who you are. I love that. She talks about having fire in her veins. Demi Lovato's voice and Christina Aguilera work so well together. And it's like a weird way of like passing the torch. Because Demi to me kind of has like a modern version of Christina Aguilera, like sound. And so I love the vocal performance of both of them on this track. I didn't think anyone outdid each other. The high notes are really good, and I love Demi Lovato, so I love hearing her sing with Christina. What do you think of Fall in Line?
Now, Demi, one of the rare occasions where I've been through one of her albums now because we've done her on this podcast. I thought that album was excelente. Now, she was also really good here. I'm gonna piggyback off Shanique and say that she did keep up with Christina. It wasn't a matter of like a thing where this feature was there and it felt like a competition to see who was better. It went through just fine. It's a very positive song, mostly like a positive song for young girls too, because it's like I'm not gonna show my skin just to fall in line with everybody else, because that's what's going on. That's what's the big thing. Very positive song. I think it was just sang well by both artists, and I don't know. I'm glad I found something that I like this much this early in the album. But my number one's gonna pretty much do the same thing anyway.
All right. So what's my number one?
Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your number one too?
Yep.
Hey, our top three's the same.
When you talked about it earlier, I'm like, shit. Normally she only talk about the song that she's gonna put on the top three. So like, damn, I'm gonna see it sooner or later.
One, the sample was amazing, and one of the writers is Kanye West, so I'm not surprised. The beat drop was really good. I like the metaphor that Maria is for. It was catchy. The arrangement of this song was so top notch that I was just like, bruh, who thought of this? Whoever did, you deserve a reward, because the production was very solid. I like that she did the thing where she like harmonized with herself. I like any artist that does that. And it showed her range, because she could sing low, she could sing high, she could sing upbeat, she could sing slow. Maria had everything. So, definitely, Maria is my number one. Why is Maria your number one?
I mean, honestly, I can't find any other reasons other than the ones you just gave. Like, there was nothing really too challenging for her, and the song was extra unique. Like, it definitely stood out from most of the other songs on the album because, I don't really know. Like, don't get me wrong, all the songs on the album are top notch, but this one is like, it was the standout for me. Because you know why I think too? It sounded a lot closer to the old school Christina Aguilera than everything else did sound like. Everything else did sound modernized, but this song I would actually say sounded like old school Christina. Or at least the most like her. Because there are other songs on this album that do sound like old school Christina, but this one just kind of like, if I heard it without even hearing her name, I just know it was Christina Aguilera. And maybe it was Kanye's contribution or something like that, but everything has worked out to make this probably the most unique song on the album for me. And another one that I'm glad I came early, even though I thought it was the wrong title at the time, because normally I can tell when a song switches, because I listen to them blind pretty much without looking at my phone until the song switches. But Searching for Maria sort of just led into Maria, which I did not realize until Shanique told me before the podcast. But it was pretty cool that it happened anyway, because I'm like, oh, it's a cool little intro. I may as well talk about that now too, but it was a cool little intro. It was short and sweet and didn't really offer much other than to lead into Maria, so I can't really rate it as his own song. But yeah.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the first one, Liberation. Liberation was weird. It's not a real song. It's just strictly instrumental. But for some reason, I like it as an opener because it reminds me of like some albums have trailers. Mm-hmm. This would be what you would play for the trailer of this album. And so I was like, all right, it's dramatic. It builds up to the start of the album. And I like the instrumental of it. I thought it was pretty cool. I think it's about a minute or so. But I thought it was different that they used the instrumental to build into the album instead of an actual song. What do you think of Liberation?
I got that feeling that Kanye did when he trolled everybody. I was like waiting for like a whole minute for her to start singing. I'm like, oh, this is a long ass intro to a song. Remember, guys, I'm listening to this without looking at the track time to see how long the song was. So I'm just waiting there for like a whole minute and just realizing, ain't nothing gonna happen, is it? Because at one point I gave up and I realized the sound kind of like made a little bit of a shift into Searching for Maria, and I was like, let me just check my my track listing. Sure enough, the song definitely did change, and I was like, well, guess that was it. And same thing, I ran into it literally back to back because I didn't even know Searching for Maria had ended. So I don't know. First two songs kind of threw me for a loop, but it's okay. That's a Michael problem, not a Christina Aguilera album problem.
Okay, Searching for Maria could have been combined into Maria. Because it works so well. I don't really know why she separated these 25 seconds into its own little thing. It didn't even sound like she was singing. But I did like that it built into that song. So I thought that was pretty cool. Next song, Sick of Sitting. To me, this had probably one of the most unique sounds on this album. Because it was rock based. It had a rock beat. I like it felt like she was singing in front of a live audience because you heard the audience in there. She talks about working too hard to not be living, and I agree with that. You know, you don't want to, while you do want money and you need money to like survive, you also want to live your life. So I do respect that as well. It's definitely, to me, it sounds the most unique, but it's not my favorite, but I thought it was a really good song. What do you think of Sick of Sitting?
Sick of Sitting was pretty cool too. Another cool one with like a different direction from like, you know, a regular Christina Aguilera song. Because it's not like the first song that she's had, where I believe she's had like electric guitar in it, or like a heavy like rock sound in it. But like this one worked pretty well for the album because like, you know, we're only technically 2 songs into the album officially.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I realized, all right, that first song was legit dope, and this song was like, all right, we're just gonna keep shuffling around, you know, how these sounds are gonna work, because she goes from like, you know, old school Christina Aguilera to rock to R&B to little spices of reggae, and I was like, oh, that's a hodgepodge sound that she just realized she can pull off, and it was like, fuck it, that's what I'm gonna do to come back.
Okay. The next song, it's not really a song, but it's Dreamers, and it's a build up into Fall in Line, and to me it makes sense because it has a bunch of, you know, little girls talking about their dreams, and then you hear the topic of Fall in Line, and I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. So I did like that, and it was kind of cute. It kind of reminded me of like, if you ever listen to Little Mix, Little Me, and you see the video, in the beginning of the video there's a bunch of little girls talking about different things they want to do, and some boys. And then the whole title of the song is like what they would tell their younger self. To be stronger, to be smarter, to take more risks, stuff like that. So I did like the transition of Dreamers into Fall in Line. What do you think of that transition?
I mean, I had the same opinion as the first bunch. Like, they're all it's pretty cute, to be honest. Cause this one involved, like, you know, little kids doing it, which kind of added more, you know, more of a punch to the actual message of the next song following it. So I was like, oh, you know, it's pretty cool. The little girls are pretty compelling. Some they seem like they've ranged from like, you know, really young to like maybe like, you know, early teens to teens.
Yeah, because some of the voices got a little deeper.
Right. So I'm like, oh, you know, it's dope, and this is one of them songs that I hope, you know, gets out there for the little girls, because, you know, it's not like they're gonna hear that on the radio too often. So that'd be kind of cool for them to hear.
Yeah, I think there's a video for Fall in Line, so check that out. Next one, Like I Do, featuring GoldLink. Now, pre-warning, I've never listened to a full GoldLink album. I don't know a lot of his stuff, but I know who he is. And I thought he sounded... his verse was pretty good. I think he could have did better, but I thought for this song, his verse was pretty good. Christina definitely dominated this song, but they still were a good collaboration. I love the beat. It's such a fun song. Her singing was so smooth, and there was a part of the song which was slightly a cappella, where she was like, you didn't really hear the music part of the beat, you just heard the beat itself, and she was singing, so it made you focus on her voice, and I thought that was pretty cool. And it's basically saying I'm the shit, and that's basically the whole topic of the song, but in like the smoothest way possible. So what do you think of Like I Do?
Like I Do was also another cool one. I like GoldLink. I haven't been through an entire album of his yet, but he's been on a couple features on this podcast before, and you know, his individual songs, I've gone through a few of them. They're pretty dope. Now, his intro here was pretty cool. I'm glad he handled the intro, because the rest of the song was pretty much just Christina, like Shanique said. And that was just completely fine by me. I had no real complaints with that. Christina herself, man, handled her business. She was like, all right, yo, you my opener.
Basically, yeah.
Make me look, get him hype, and, you know, let me handle the rest. And Christina did her thing. There's really no digging any deeper into more description of that, because like, she just really handled the beat and the song, and I don't know, you might find this as a pattern for the rest of the album here, because she was just really solid.
Okay, Deserve. Deserve, it was weird, because like when she was singing, I thought there was a guy in the background. I swear I heard another voice in the background. But yeah,
I had that one too. I was like, oh, who the hell is this male in the background who didn't get credited or whatever? But he sounded fine, harmonizing with her.
He really did. Or it could have been her voice, but like fucked with. I forgot what it's called. Like they make it a deeper tone. It could have been that type of situation, but it had a good message, good vocals. It was written by, I think it was Julian Michaels, co-wrote this song. And she's been on, I didn't know she wrote songs, but she's been on a lot of featured songs of like pop artists that we listen to. She's featured on it. So she's up and coming. So I thought that was pretty cool that she wrote this. Overall, it's not the most memorable song on the album, but it has really good vocals, and I think it's worth like listening to. I wouldn't skip this song. What do you think of Deserve?
It's a pretty cool song. Granted, there's no real context of who the guy is singing with her, or if it's like Shanice said, if the theory's right, just another Christina Aguilera with her voice being fucked with. But it was pretty cool. They sounded good harmonizing with each other. Like you're hearing them overlaid on top of each other, completely fine. The chorus is probably my favorite part of this song too.
Yeah.
Because that part got stuck in my head for a while until the next song got stuck in my head. But it was a pretty good song. It got handled well on all fronts for real.
All right, next one is Twice. Twice to me is the best ballad on this album.
Yeah.
It really showcased her voice. Very good message. It's talking about, living with the past and moving forward. Like she's like, I wouldn't do any of the shit over.
Mm-hmm.
I would do the same shit twice with no hesitation.
Right.
Because, she wants her life to be exactly where she ended up now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it kind of goes with the theme of the album, so I did like that part. I like that. One thing I did like that the album kind of stuck with a theme a little bit. So I thought that was pretty cool. Overall, Twice, strongest vocal performance on the album for me. Very good song. What do you think of Twice?
Oh yeah, she definitely decided to go into ballad range right here. And it worked out in her favor just well. I had no doubt that Shanique, I'm about to say Shanique, that Christina Aguilera.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Shanique's voice is excellent. She's gonna be the next podcast for her, album coming out. But anyway, back to Christina. Hers is great. We already know Christina could sing her ballads. So like, as soon as she started singing, I'm like, if this is gonna be the whole song, it's gonna be fine. There's gonna be nothing wrong with it. Like Shanique said, it's pretty much just like saying, live your life without regrets, and make sure that if you come to let's say you come to your last day, make sure you don't feel like if I just did this one thing different, because she pretty much just said that whole message in song form, and it worked pretty well in her favor. Like the shining part of this song, guys, when you get across it, will be her singing. Like her singing is top notch. Another song that goes back to old school Christina Aguilera when she just fucks with all those notes in her own way, and it makes it just sound good.
Definitely agree. Next one, I Don't Need Anymore. It's an interlude, but it's really good, and I wish it was a song. Like, I love how she sounds on it. I love the beat. I'm like, man, I wish she made it an actual song, because I was really vibing with it, and then it was over. What do you think of I Don't Need It?
I'm just glad I knew where the song started and ended. Because I was like, oh, this is another short song? Okay, cool, bet. And I was like, all right, cool, we're just going to keep moving forward then. It was a cool song. I kind of had the minute song from Kelly Clarkson kind of vibe from it, where it's like,
I need a minute. Yeah, that one.
It's like a small little snippet of sound, but I was like, hey, give me more.
Exactly. Next one, Accelerate, featuring Ty Dolla $ign and 2 Chainz.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be really honest. Ty Dolla $ign, whatever note he was hitting, please don't hit that no more. I hated his singing on this track. And it's funny, because I'm a mixed bag with Ty Dolla $ign, because sometimes I think he sounds really good singing, sometimes I'm like, what the fuck was that? This is one of those times where I was like, what the fuck was that? He was in the background, he wasn't even needed on the track. She could have sang his part, and it still would have been fine. I did not like how he sounded on this track. 2 Chainz verse, it was way too short.
I agree.
I was like, getting into it, and then it ended, and I'm like, I guess. But this is mostly Christina's song. It's definitely like a party song. Very commercial. I see why it was a single. I think this was her first single off the album. Then it was Demi's. That song she did with Demi. So, yeah, it was cool. I just didn't like Ty Dolla $ign's part. What do you think of Accelerate?
Now, that's on Ty Dolla $ign's sound topic. I'm not going to talk about him too long. But I was pretty much just there for him being a hype man. Like, I didn't really give a shit about his singing. I mean, it was there. It didn't take away from, me having a good time with the song. Because the beat was dope. It was a little more upbeat compared to the last couple songs. A little on the slower pace side. But, when the sound switched up, it was like, all right, cool. I'm kind of glad it sounds like this. Ty did a better job being a hype man than singing. Agreed. But I ain't going to, lose no years off my life because of his singing today. 2 Chainz part, excellent. 2 Chainz is a name I'm hearing less and less of these days. Now I realize it too.
He's more a feature now.
Yeah, that's what, that's probably why. And I was like, he did a damn good job here. And it's like, I got kind of like, the Goldlink vibes, where it's like, granted, it's not your song. I kind of wanted to hear more from you regardless. or at least hear something from you to, like, make me remember what the hell you sound like, because I ain't heard from you in a minute, unless you're a feature. But it was fine nonetheless. Good little upbeat song to change the pace up from the last two songs before it.
Yeah, and speaking of future, Lord have mercy. Thank God he's not on this album. 2 Chainz. I heard his last album, Pretty Girls Love Trap Music, was actually really good.
Okay.
So, check that out. We were supposed to do that album, but a different album came up, and we were like, next time. We'll get him next time.
Babe Shadiq when that happens, by the way, because she'd be like, ooh, this one came out, we're just going to put this on the back burner and forget about it now.
Yeah, like, I admit, like, when I'm picking albums, I'm like,
It's like I said in the intro, guys. We're just winging it here. There's no real rhyme or reason to why we do this.
I know. I'm usually set on an album, and then this other one comes out right before, and I'm like, I like this artist more. So I just picked them. But I'm trying to, like, spread out. Not have a bias, and also pick different genres. That's why I've been trying to, like, not pick as much hip-hop lately. Even though I love listening to rap. That's why we didn't do J-Rock's one. But we will do Schoolboy Q. Because I know Michael's really excited about it, and I am too. So I actually think it might be out already. But next one, Pipe featuring XNDA. I'm saying the letters because I doubt that's a real word.
I'm calling him X for this podcast because I'm going to get tongue tied. So
smoothest singing on this album. It's a low key sexy song, and the pipe is the dick.
I'm about to say the low key. You know what's weird? I was like, this song started. I was like, something ain't right here. Y'all sound some kind of way.
Give me the pipe.
Like y'all about to hit me with that mood real quick. Like, hold up.
She's talking about vitamin D. Good collaboration. The singing of the dude was okay, but I thought like the production, the lyrics, the vibe, everything worked together. So Pipe was a pretty solid track. What do you think of Pipe?
I mean, it was a good song. I got vibes from the earlier sexy ass songs she did on the album, but this one was like the reggae sounding one. But this one was pretty cool too. It probably, I don't know which one got more into detail, but that doesn't really matter.
I feel like Pipe.
Not probably Pipe because it's kind of in the title there.
Yeah.
Right move. That's what I was thinking about. But yeah, it was a pretty cool song. Definitely like it went to the R&B side of things. X did a pretty good job as well. No idea who they are, but piqued my curiosity. So
definitely. Next one, Masochist. It's basically she's with some asshole who she says loving feels like pain, and that he gets pleasure from her pain, but she can't leave him because she loves him so much. Girl, you not me. I'm out. I'm completely out if someone was hurting me like that. But the hook is really good. The hook was really good. We're doing stupid shit over here. And I enjoyed the lyrics. I can't relate because I wouldn't stay. That's just me. But based on the song itself, I thought it was a really good song. What do you think of Masochist?
I thought it was a pretty good storytelling here about the whole boyfriend dynamic with this asshole just is really good at being an asshole. So so it's pretty much that in the song form. She did a really good job handling the song. Definitely one of the slower paced ones as well, because she kind of goes back and forth with the sounds on this album. But I think as far as the message goes, if you get an asshole who's really good at being an asshole, leave that asshole. So enough said.
Message by Michael. Unless It's With You. It's the last song on the album.
Very sweet song.
It is a very sweet song. She's like, yo, I don't want to get married at all unless it's with you. Right. I'm like, how in love you have to be with someone. It's like, everyone else, even if they're a good guy, it's not you, don't matter. Mm-hmm. And I love her singing on it. I guess it fits being the last song on this album, because for me, it's like she has different ways of being liberated. Like, I guess in this song, it's like, yo, I'm just going to let my feelings out and let you know how I'm feeling. Like, yo, you're the one I want to marry. You're the one I want to be with. And that's it. Like, I'm not playing games. And I do like that. Her harmonies were really good. It's another ballad. And I thought it was pretty solid. And I like that she ended the song with just her and not a feature on it. So definitely, I like this one. What do you think of Unless It's With You?
Because of how sweet the song was, I thought it was an excellent closer. I was like, yo, saying that you don't want to marry anybody unless it's you, you're already mentally married to that person at that point. So it's like you made the fuck well. But yeah, it went from talking about an asshole in the last song.
I hope this is not the same asshole though.
Hopefully, the guy that she ended up leaving that masochist for, and she technically masochist, but whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Good little contrast between the last two songs. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed her range on the song as well because she was kind of going back into slower pace mode. But it handled it really well. A nice little sweet ass song that it just fits the album. Like there's nothing, and I'm glad it came after the whole asshole thing because it's like this is what you sound like. This is what people put on the lyrics when you don't know how to act, and the last song is what happens when you do know how to act. Pick which song fits you the most.
Hopefully it's the last one.
Right, hopefully it's the last one. But this one, excellent all the way around.
Definitely agree. Closing remarks. For me, this is worth buying. Support the artist. This is her album that she had to come back to. This is her comeback album after years of being away. I thought it was a good comeback. It's modern. You still get the Christina sound that you're used to. Support the artist, buy it, stream it. That's all I gotta say. What's your closing remarks?
Good album. Not familiar with Christina, as you said, but going through it for the first time, I can say that I do like this album. So, you know what? If future music comes out sounding like this, I'm about to follow her around for a little bit,
Definitely. Alright, so hit us up on Twitter at Echo U Podcast and let us know what you guys think of this album. Was it trash or did you like it? We're here for all suggestions. We take constructive criticism. Also, you can find us on different social media sites and on apps if you want to listen to us on your phone. All under Echo Underground Podcast. And we will see you guys next episode. Bye.
See ya.